Good morning, everyone. This is Srikanth Rajan, and welcome back to the Stock Market Podcast from MPIinvest.com. So, if you look at the market yesterday, the Indian stock market, of course, continues its dream run. So, in fact, yesterday we could see, even though the Nifty future was actually indicating a flat opening, by the time the market opened, we could see a big gap up opening in HDFC Bank, and that led to a big gap up in Indian stock market as well. And the best part was that gap up did sustain till almost the first half of the day. But then what happened in the second half of the day? So if you remember, day before yesterday in our MPA community, we had, in fact, even the previous podcast on Sunday, I think, on the Market Pulse, I had announced my intention of booking partial profit in PSU banks because they've run too much. And we did that on Monday, and Tuesday was yesterday. It was when there was a news that came in saying that the PSU banks are seeing some shortfall in margin and cash flow. So that news kind of dented the sentiment in the bank nifty, and we could see the bank nifty falling. Immediately, we could see the nifty also falling along with it. Now, of course, SBI was leading the fall. Now, with all that happening, it was when suddenly the next news broke out where Infosys has signed a deal worth more than $2 billion with a client for AI, artificial intelligence. So again, looks like the artificial intelligence bug has bit the Indian stock market as well. We could see Infosys rallying up more than 3% yesterday and closing as the top contributor to the Nifty rise, and also as the top gainer yesterday. So with all this power coming in, we could see Nifty again rallying upwards, and the dream run continued, and we could see the market actually closing above 19,750. It's so interesting to look at the market. Just a few weeks back, we were at an all-time high of 18,800, and now we are close to 19,800. So just 50 points away from 19,800. So the market has kind of rallied almost 1,000 points. I'm talking about an index like Nifty, of index of a country going up by almost 1,000 points in just about few weeks. Not even few weeks, just about 2 weeks. So that's the kind of a dream run Indian stock market has been going on right now. But then I'm sure many of you would feel that you missed an opportunity when the market has rallied up so much. In fact, like I've spoken on the Sunday podcast, most of the people are trying to get into market at this point of time, but definitely not. I would say banks have rallied, the infra or the real estate has also rallied. Probably the only sector which has not rallied and still has still looking with like good risk to reward ratio is the IT sector. Again, no recommendation. Do your due diligence and study before you invest. But of course, we do discuss this internally in MPA family. So you could be, of course, part of MPA family. All you need to do is contact the number given on the scroll below, and our team will help you join the community. So that's what is happening in the market right now. The markets are looking really amazing. The rally continues. Of course, the best part is the global markets are also supporting. So that is actually a good sign. Now, like I've told you earlier also, when global markets are supporting, then market looks good. But small negative news is something that people are waiting for, which could actually dent the sentiment and bring a furious fall in the market as well. Now, furious fall does not mean that all these days of gain will go, but maybe a 2-3 days gain would go. But when would that happen is something that nobody knows. That could happen at any point of time, but that is okay, and that's a healthy correction which has to be happening in the market. Otherwise, the more the markets rally without any correction, the fall will be much, much, much furious. Which could be, not a great sign. But for members who have missed out on the opportunity, this is exactly why we always say, always stay invested to make money in the stock market. So if there were many people who actually pulled out money from the stock market and put it into FD. Of course, of late, FD rates have gone up to about 7%. I think some banks even offering up to 8%. So a lot of people feel whenever the market is bad, it's time to take the money out of a market and put it in a FD with 7-8%. Now the problem with putting money into FD is that you put the money for 7-8% with a lock-in of not less than probably 3 to 5 years. Now the best part is in 3 to 5 years when your money is locked with 8%, by then if that money would have been put in the stock market, that would have given probably 10 to 15%, which is much more than FD. So it is only the patience that you need to keep holding the money at the time when markets are bad that can actually give you the gift of your returns, amazing returns in the stock market. But people who don't have the patience and who fear about the stock market are people who get stuck with the money in FD, and that never gains great. So this is again only thing. If you missed it, the only thing I have to tell you is this time to invest? Of course, like we always say in the stock market, the best time to invest in stock market was yesterday. So that is already over. So the best time is, of course, you don't have another opportunity but to start today. But then a SIP mode of investment, a monthly investment or a weekly investment in great returns, and I'm sure that would help you with great returns over a period of time. So that's something I have to say for people who missed it. Now coming to the market, so after Indian markets closed, we could see European markets kind of going flat. But then, of course, we could see China actually coming out with the news that they are looking at a big revival plan for the economy of China. So that kind of supported the crude oil prices again, and that we could see European markets kind of getting slightly positive. But after that, if you look at US market again had a positivity there, majorly coming in from the banks there. So you know how troubled the banks were, but now the quarterly results of some major banks like Bank of America and JP Morgan came in yesterday, which were better than analyst expectation, and both of them rallied about 4 to 5% yesterday, which led to a big rally in the Dow, which actually went up by almost 300 points yesterday. So with that, the dream run in Indian stock market was supported by the US market as well, and the US markets are looking good at this point of time. In fact, if you look at Nasdaq is very close to its 52-week high at this point of time. So it's any day from now that we could see Nasdaq actually hitting a 52-week high. In fact, that reminds me of our investment into Nasdaq ETF, which we did heavily last a couple of months, about 5-6 months back. Till March, in fact, we've heavily invested into Nasdaq mutual ETF, and that has actually yielded amazing returns. I'm sure all of you at MPA family who are sitting with investment there are really happy with the returns. So that's the kind of rally that's again seen, I think, really good returns on even the IT sector. Infosys, we bought at the right time little heavily, and they're also sitting really well. Even if you look at HCL and Tech Mahindra, they also are doing really good in terms of IT sector. And the best part was our addition into HDFC Bank last week, which we already had a good holding in, and that additional holding actually helped us get more returns there. So overall, it has been an amazing, stock picking that we've done at our MPA community, and I'm sure all of us are sitting with amazing returns on the investment there. So this is how the market is doing. In fact, markets are looking really good. HDFC Life is another stock. So overall, it is time, like I've told you. Again, doesn't mean the markets are not going to correct, or is it time to book profit? Of course, no. So as long as you're a long-term investor, this up movement and down movement is something that we should not be worried about. But of course, consistent investment is something very important. But then, unless you're leveraged, you can of course continue to keep holding. And probably, if you have any heavy holding in one stock, that can be reduced to move it to some other stock for diversification. That could be the thing to be done for now. Now, as far as technical few things, if you look at the market at this point of time, of course, 17 and now 19,500 would be important support on the downside. And on the higher side, we really don't have a level. But then, of course, the psychological level would be 20,000. So this is how the markets could react at this point of time. But yesterday being a Nifty expiry, also market has been kind of stable. So that's a good thing. Now, tomorrow being an expiry, a lot of people would probably look at some profit booking as well. With all that, probably we could expect a flat closing today. I'm not expecting a big rally today. So let's see how the markets actually behave. That's something that can help us decide on the expiry. However, I'm expecting the expiry to be happening between 19,500 and 20,000 tomorrow. So let's see how the market moves. Based on that, we will take our trades and make some profit there also. However, this week has not been great for us in trading, because the way the market actually rallied last 2 days, it has kind of put us little into trouble, but that's okay. That's within our limits of loss booking. But this is how things are. So as a trader, you don't make money every day, but of course at times we do have to give the money back to the market as well. So that's it for now. I think that was a little long, but I'm sure this is something very important. Let also focus would be on Reliance today, because remember Reliance, today is the last day. Anybody who buy or has Reliance stock as on today, for each stock that they have for Reliance, they will be getting allotment of one. Yesterday NMDC has actually increased their iron ore prices, and that was the reason why we could see NMDC actually rallying up. And NMDC is a good stock. In fact, we added at a very low level, and I think all of us are sitting with very good profit. And the best part, NMDC also gives about 6 to 7%, on dividend. So that itself is like more than almost a FD return. Plus whatever comes on bonus on the stock is amazing. So overall, things are looking good. But then many times when things are looking really good is when the market actually has a big correction. So fingers crossed, let's see what happens at this point of time. So like I told you, my expectation is I'm not expecting a big rally unless, of course, Reliance, people think of buying a lot of Reliance share just for the Geo Financial share. But otherwise, market should close flat. And if at all lower level support is broken, like I would say at this point of time, 19,700 to 600 is a support range. So if that range is broken, then we might see some heavy selling coming in. So as we always say, just anticipate the market. We don't predict the market. Let us look forward to a good day. So that's it for now. This is Srikanth Rajan signing off. But before we leave, of course, do press the like button if you love the content that we share. And do share the podcast with your friends and relatives to help them learn and invest together with us. So that's it for now. Goodbye. Have a great day.